Imagine, if you will, a farmer eking out a living in a poor nation. He and his family spend every waking hour of every day earning just enough income to survive. School is out of the question for his children. All hands are needed to tend the fields. The farmer has no knowledge of prices beyond his immediate location and no way to have direct access to a market. He is the first link in a global supply chain that ends with mammoth retailers and affluent consumers, and he must take the price offered to him by the local wholesaler. If the farmer could glean more profit from his labor, then perhaps there would be enough money for some education for his children. Picture another scenario. You, a conscientious consumer, want to know the true environmental impact of the products you buy. Since the carbon footprint of products is not tracked, there is no way to tell what that impact is going to be. If we could track those carbons, we could figure out better ways to improve our society. If only we knew what the true environmental effects would be of our purchases, then perhaps we can make more progress on saving our planet. I have good news. There is a way to address these situations. The answer may be familiar to you. It is blockchain technology. Although it is not a perfect solution, it can help us to develop our world in a more sustainable manner. What exactly is blockchain technology? Most people connect it with cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, but the technology has broad uses beyond this. Blockchain is essentially a database with 4 characteristics. First, it is shared, with access among myriad users. Second, records are immutable. Entries cannot be changed and exist indefinitely. Third, updates occur instantaneously so that all users are aware of changes at the same time. And fourth, it is decentralized, so no one person or organization can control it. These 4 characteristics, sharing, immutability, simultaneity, and decentralization, make blockchain a powerful instrument to reduce costs, reduce waste, and increase transparency in a variety of contexts. Regarding sustainability, there are a number of definitions. When I use the word sustainable, I am referring to a process or its outputs that is economically viable, socially inclusive, and environmentally friendly. An economically viable process is financially self-supporting. A socially inclusive process is open to all people and groups in a community. And an environmentally friendly process, at a minimum, does no harm to the surrounding ecology. All 3 characteristics must be met for sustainability. In order to make these ideals more concrete, the United Nations has articulated 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. These include objectives such as ending poverty, zero hunger, gender equality, responsible consumption and production, and climate action. Let's return to the first example of the farmer and his family. How can blockchain technology improve their situation and put more money in their pockets? When the farmer brings his harvest for sale, the amount, quantity, and price paid can all be entered into the database for others in the food supply chain to observe. It will be possible to determine how much profit each participant in that food supply chain earns. Customers who are concerned about sustainability can use this information to compel end retailers such as Whole Foods and Trader Joe's to compensate the farmer fairly. Note that this monitoring not only encourages fair dealing, it also encourages efficiency. It may be that some links in that food supply chain can be bypassed, leading to higher margins for the remaining participants, such as the farmer and the end retailer itself. We are starting to see this technology being implemented by companies such as the startup venture Vex360. This enterprise is building a blockchain-based technology to protect coffee farmers from injustice. The farmer scans his or her coffee beans at a kiosk. Image recognition technology then assesses the quality of the beans and assigns a fair price to them. This information is then provided to subsequent buyers in that chain to see and to act upon. Another example involves Walmart and its food sourcing. Walmart conducted a field experiment to locate the source of its sliced mangoes. Without blockchain technology, it took Walmart employees nearly a week to find the farm in Mexico that originally grew the fruit. With blockchain, this process only took several seconds. Regarding Walmart and other retailers, the purpose is not only to provide information and to increase profits, but also to secure food against contamination and tampering. We can see how blockchain can be applied to all manner of supply chains, not just food sourcing, to improve monitoring and transparency. Recall the second instance where you, as a conscientious consumer, want to know the carbon footprint of the goods and services you buy. Each node in the supply chain can input the quantity of energy used, the types of materials, and other pertinent information. Customers can demand these details, and blockchain can provide access to them. And other stakeholders besides can be helped by this, including governments. Governments can enact a carbon tax for additional incentive for businesses to conserve energy and reduce pollution. An extension of this idea of carbon tracking applies to international agreements such as the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. Signatories, along with bodies like the United Nations, are creating carbon markets where carbon credits are applied against carbon emissions with the goal of reducing the latter. Blockchain can identify carbon credits with specific organizations and nations so that the double counting of these credits become increasingly rare. In the current carbon market arrangement, national registries keep the inventory of the carbon credits. This lacks transparency, leading to the attendant problems of inaccuracy and fraud. One of the SDGs is clean and affordable energy, and blockchain, in conjunction with smart technology, can deliver this on the supply side with regard to electricity. Smart grids enable communication between utility companies and their customers. Smart grids do not require blockchain to function, yet they can be enhanced by them. Blockchain can help protect smart grid equipment from attack and make it more resistant to hackers. Blockchain can also assist with grid maintenance by anticipating problems before they occur. It can order original parts tracked in the system ahead of actual equipment malfunction. The German firm Siemens is already using blockchain in this fashion for a Brooklyn microgrid. Despite the potential for blockchain to improve our lives and our planet, there is a caveat. Blockchain requires an enormous amount of energy to function well. The annual electrical usage of blockchain is equivalent to the entire country of Hungary's annual consumption of power. The mining of Bitcoin alone annually worldwide equals the electrical output of Singapore. Furthermore, not only is this usage increasing, but also much of the energy is generated from climate-damaging fossil fuels. In 2017, coal-fired power plants generated over 30% of the electricity in the United States and over 70% in China. While blockchain can solve many problems relating to sustainable development, it exacerbates pollution due to its voracious appetite for energy. All in all, we can see the promise that blockchain holds for ourselves and for our planet. When we consider the sustainable development goals I mentioned earlier, such as ending poverty, responsible consumption and production, and climate action, we can see how blockchain can empower people to make the world a better place, whether they be a farmer in a distant land or consumers right here at home. Thank you.